Okay, once again, welcome uh, to our subject matter entitled CDI 212 Specialized Crime Investigation with Legal Medicine. So, this subject matter, SCI 1, and the other subject, SCI 2, these are the continuation of CDI 211, which is the fundamentals of criminal investigation and intelligence. So after knowing the basic, you know, uh, the basics of criminal investigation, it is right time to proceed on the uh, specific investigation of crimes. So, specialized, crime investigation in general as a subject matter, no? The other term for specialized is specified, specified. So, when you're talking of specified, it is in particular, no? It is individualized investigation, no? So you have to understand that in the Philippines, as far as existing laws are concerned, as far as the revised penal code is concerned, and other criminal laws are concerned, we have different crimes. And these crimes have their own elements or nature that in the investigation aspect, we have to establish the elements so that to qualify that prima facie or in an initial manner, this is the crime involved as far as the uh, crime at hand is concerned. So the point is, as far as SCI 1 and 2 is concerned or are concerned, no, this simply manifests that uh, in investigation, no, there are different crimes under investigation. So when you conduct investigation, you have to ensure to identify what kind of crime is involved. So that if you know the crime involved, then you know the proper approaches or investigative approaches that you need to employ. No? So in chapter 1 of the subject matter, CI1 with legal medicine, is all about the foundation and developments of a specialized crime investigation, one with legal medicine. No, as you can see, why there is with legal medicine. No, as I mentioned a while ago, this is a specified crime investigation. No, therefore, the crimes that are subject under this particular course are those crimes that is by their nature, no, needs, no, physical evidence, no. These are crimes where legal medicine is uh, inseparably needed for its solution, no, legal medicine. Okay, okay. So the learning outcomes in this chapter, at the end of the chapter, the students are expected to differentiate the specific nature of a specialized crime investigation 1 and 2 as distinct courses but of the same investigative aims. Implement the specific investigative techniques, the specific nature of crime under investigation. Describe the specific crimes to which are subject of a specialized crime investigation 1 with legal medicine. And number 4, recognize the importance of legal medicine in the field of establishing the truth and evidence. And lastly, discuss the specific procedures based from law and institutional procedures and in the conduct of a specific criminal investigation. So with that, the first thing that you will and you must understand in the subject matter is to understand the nature of SCI1 as a subject matter. So SCI1, specialized crime investigation in general, no? So either specialized crime investigation 1 or 2 in general is all about the specific investigation of crimes. As I said a while ago, SCI is all about specified crime investigation, applying different suitable and most effective investigative techniques depending on the nature of the crime as provided by the revised penal code and other similar laws. So in SCI1 and SCI2, we will select the specific crime that are subject for a specified or specialized crime investigation. It by its nature. No? So that is the general perspective. No? Let us proceed further. Thus, the ultimate intention of a CI1 and 2 is to portray and emphasize that in order to effectively accomplish the threefold aims of criminal investigation, there must be the establishment of physical evidence and testimonial evidence as the two primary kinds needed for the successful progress of criminal investigation. It must also be noted that there are crimes that primarily needs physical evidence or testimonial evidence or both as prima facie and probable cause to solve a crime. Remember, no, when to say that a crime is solved again. No, in the level of the law enforcement, a crime is solved, number one, when the complaint or information or the case is filed before the court. No? And of course, primarily when the person is already convicted by final judgment. No? So for you to convict or to file the necessary action in court, no, charging him of an offense, then you need physical evidence, you need testimonial evidence. These are two primary. No, I am not saying that these are the only kinds, but these are the primary kinds of evidence needed as far as criminal investigation is concerned. Physical and testimonial evidence. So pag nakita nyo physical evidence, no, basically to find out and to establish or detect this physical evidence, you need the interference, you need the inseparable interference of forensic science or criminalistics. No? So pag nakita nyo physical evidence, is CI1 yan. No? Pag nakita nyo testimonial evidence, SCI2. No? I am not saying that an investigation will prosper only because of physical evidence or vice versa. But again, there are crimes that primarily needs physical evidence or primarily needs testimonial evidence or both of them. So that's why a CI1 and a CI2 when combined, no, it will say that in order for you to be successful, there should be a physical evidence, there should be a testimonial evidence. But again, there are crimes that the primary evidence needed in order to establish a crime and accomplish the threefold aim of criminal investigation is physical evidence, or on the other hand, testimonial evidence. Okay, just like in the crime of murder, no? In killings. Of course, in order for you to establish that there is killing and the manner of killing, you need to establish the physical evidence. Then the testimonial evidence will be secondary. No? So there are also crimes where physical evidence is not necessary. No? As far as the laws or the criminal laws are concerned. No? Example in the crimes of what is that? Slander. No? No? slander, for example, no? Or any crime of what is that? As libel, no? These crimes have no crime scene. These crimes do not produce no physical evidence commonly. So basically, as investigators, you rely on testimonial evidence. Okay. So therefore, in a CI1 with legal medicine, its approach will be the specific investigation of identified crimes where physical evidence is the key evidence and forensic science is inevitable, especially legal medicine for the detection and preservation of evidence. Legal medicine is simply a forensic science combining and applying medical knowledge and the law in order to solve a crime during criminal investigation. Autopsy or necropsy and other medical legal procedures and techniques are examples of medical application uh, to investigation of crimes. The specific crimes under the specialized crime investigation one with legal medicine will be those by its nature produces crime scene in which physical evidence are primarily located are those crimes against person punishable by the revised penal code and similar special penal laws. On the other hand, for purposes of connecting the two subject matter, is CI1 and CI2, is CI2 with simulation and interview and interrogation techniques provides that the subject of its specific investigation are those crimes that by its nature primarily needs to establish testimonial evidence in order to accomplish the threefold aims of investigation. Commonly, these crimes that are punishable by the revised penal code and similar special penal laws have no actual crime scene and mostly rely on information by eyewitnesses or witnesses, commonly through their testimonies relevant to the crime under its specialized investigation, and therefore testimonies of witnesses regarding a crime under investigation are commonly obtained through interview and interrogation. So with that, I hope you got an idea on how you contrast and compare and connect a CI1 and a CI2. No? So this subject matters only uh, refers to the specific or specified crime investigation, no? Depending on its nature. No? So in a CI1, the specified crimes that are under investigation are those crimes that primarily needs physical evidence or those crimes that has crime scene where physical evidence are extracted as the primary evidence to prove that there is a crime. Example, in murder cases, you cannot say that there is murder without the body of the victim. So the body of the victim is the corpus delicti. It is a kind of physical evidence needed to say that there is murder or homicide in general. Okay, so that's like in SCI2. No? Without the witnesses, without the testimony of the witnesses, you cannot say that there is libel. You cannot say that there is slander, no, or paninirang puri. No? So these are the things that you have to see. No? So a CI1 is all about the investigation of specified crimes, no, that by its nature, uh, forensic science, especially legal medicine, is inseparable. No, so some murder, no, for you to know the cause of death, you need to establish the cause of death, and to do that, you have to conduct autopsy, and autopsy is part and parcel of legal medicine as a forensic science. Okay, so in libel, you do not need the intervention of forensic science. No? So by mere information through testimonies, then you could establish that really there is a crime of slander or any other similar crimes for that matter. Okay. So the thing that you have to establish here is physical evidence and testimonial evidence. No? So for crimes that primarily needs physical evidence, you go for a CI1. For crimes that primarily needs testimonial evidence, you go for a CI2. But again, no, these two subjects will only implies to us and for investigators that to successfully solve a crime, there should be the combination of physical evidence and testimonial evidence. And if you have these two kinds of evidence, then basically you have a concrete lead to build your case and solve the case for that matter. Okay, so with that, that is the primary, or that is for you to understand the nature of the subject matter. No, specialized crime investigation. Okay. Okay, so I hope you were able to understand my introductory statements and issues as far as SCI1 primarily is concerned, and of course SCI2. No? So please try to read further this presentation and try to further understand the very purpose of the subject matters, SCI1 and SCI2. So in SCI1, once again, let me repeat, no, in SCI1, it is called a specialized crime investigation, no, one with legal medicine, because this is a specified the crime investigation uh, regarding those crimes by its nature, where legal medicine is inseparable. In other words, legal medicine is needed as part of the process, no? And forensic science in general, no? So these crimes, as far as the crimes that are existing or punishable under our criminal laws, are those crimes that crimes against persons. No? So in those crimes against persons, we have murder, homicide, parricide, infanticide, rape, no, and others. So these are the primary crimes against persons, where in order for you to establish, no, something as far as the success of the investigation is concerned, you need the intervention of legal medicine, you need the intervention of forensic science or criminalistics for that matter. Not unlike in the CI2, we will specify also those crimes that are subject for a specified investigation based from the nature, where testimonial evidence is the primary evidence for you to establish if that particular crime. So it is more on information. You know, it does not give primary concern about physical evidence, but testimonial evidence. That is the very nature of a CI2, no, with simulation on interview and interrogation techniques. That is why to obtain this information as far as this particular crime is concerned is you need the interview and interrogation. These are the primary tools, no, for you to obtain information or testimonies that are relevant to the conduct of investigation. Okay, so that is all about the CI1 and the CI2. Okay, so I hope you have a little or at least a minute understanding on the very nature of these two subject matter that we are about to tackle until the end of the semester. Okay, so please have patience and let us finish the subject matter uh, understanding the very core and purpose of it. Okay, so thank you, and that's the end of my introduction as far as the subject is concerned.